Hello, all. Our today's subject is medical microbiology, in which we are going to study Staphylococcus aureus, which is major bacterial pathogen. Staphylococcus aureus, as a major bacterial pathogen, will study its classification, biochemical characteristics, antigenic structure, as well as its viability characteristics and pathogenicity in this lecture. Staphylococcus is belonging to the family Staphylococci, phylum Firmicutes, and class Bacilli. The term Staphylococci is derived from Greek staphyle, meaning of which is bunch of grapes. This organism is gram-positive, and these are cocci arranged in clusters. This organism divides in three planes, because of which clusters are formed, unlike Streptococcus, which divide in one plane, because of which one can see chains of Streptococci, while Staphylococci, they are present in bunches because of their type of a division. This is most hardy organism if we compare it with other non-spore forming organisms. They can survive in many non-physiologic conditions, that is, in various environmental stress having conditions, this organism can survive for a longer period. This organism is human pathogen and is also skin commensal. That is, it is normal microbiota of a skin of human being. There are two main types of a staphylococci. First one is coagulase positive staphylococci. Examples of this category is of a Staphylococcus aureus. Second one is coagulase negative staphylococci. Staphylococcus epidermidis and Staphylococcus saprophyticus unable to produce coagulase, and so they are called as a coagulase negative staphylococci category. This organism, as you know, major human pathogen, and it is part of normal flora in humans and as in animals. It is present in upper respiratory tract of humans as well as animals, as well as it is present on skin as a commensal. Here, human beings get infected by this microorganism when they come in contact with carriers, as well as there is a possibility of presence of this organism on inanimate object, which is called as a fomite, or they may present in the environment from nostrils they may enter in the body. Here, this microorganism is facultatively anaerobic. They are, as you know, gram-positive cocci-shaped organism and approximately ranged 1 micron in size. Here 0.5 to 1.5 micrometer is range of this Staphylococcus aureus. It is non-motile, non-spore forming organism, but in some strains capsule may present. This is thin slime and not a large capsule, and so when it is present, the organisms are slightly virulent if we compare it with other non-capsulated staphylococci which are present in the environment. About their colony characteristics. This organism grows readily on most bacteriologic media under aerobic or microaerophilic conditions. On nutrient agar, you can see there is a formation of a golden yellow colored colonies by some strains of Staphylococcus aureus. The pigment produced by this organism is not water soluble. So whatever color of the colony is associated with the pigment production by the microorganism. Colonies on solid media are round, smooth, raised, and glistening. They usually form grey to deep golden yellow colored colonies. These are mainly observed on media like mannitol salt agar, which is selective media for this organism. There are 2 to 3 millimeter diameter having circular colonies of staph on this mannitol salt agar. This media contains mannitol sugar carbohydrate, which is used by this organism as a sole source of a carbon, as well as salts are present which inhibit growth of other microorganisms. Colonies are smooth with shiny surface and they appear opaque and they are golden yellow a majority of the times. Some variants of Staphylococci may not produce such a pigment at that time. Colonies are buff colored or of white colored colonies. See here, this is mannitol salt agar plate. One pH indicator is present in this media called as a phenol red indicator. When organisms Staphylococcus aureus grow on this mannitol salt agar, it utilizes mannitol, it ferments that mannitol and produces acid. Because of acid production, phenol red, which is pH indicator present in this media, it turns yellow in color, and so colonies appear yellow in color. So this is mannitol salt agar. These are colonies of Staphylococcus aureus which are golden yellow in color. Staphylococcus aureus produces staphyloxanthin, which is yellow pigment by the microorganism, and it gives color to the colonies. Not only mannitol salt agar, some other media which are nutrient rich can be used for isolation of it. First one is a tryptic soy agar, TSA. At 37 degrees Celsius, one can see again golden yellow colored colonies of Staphylococcus aureus on this TSA. Second media is brain heart infusion, that is BHI agar. And third one is LB agar, that is Luria bertani media. One liquid media also used for enrichment of Staphylococcus aureus, and it is tryptic soy broth or a TSB. This is always preferred media for enrichment of this organism. When microorganisms grow on various media, by using various biochemical characteristics of the microorganism, by testing it, one can identify it in the laboratory diagnosis. So now here we will see various biochemical characteristics of a Staphylococcus aureus. They ferment number of sugars, where there is a production of only acid but no gas. Most strains are lipolytic, that is, they can hydrolyze lipids, and when grown on media containing egg yolk, at that time they produce dense opacity. One more test is carried out in testing biochemical character of the organism is for production of a phosphatase enzyme. This can be demonstrated by culturing on nutrient agar containing phenolphthalein diphosphate. One more test is carried out using blood agar. Here, this organism produces cleared hemolysis on blood agar. That is, hemolytic type of colonies are observed on a blood agar. Number of other biochemical characters are tested, where first test is for production of certain enzyme such as catalase and urease. This organism produces both enzymes, because of which the test is called as a positive test for catalase and urease. When they are inoculated in the media containing citrate as the sole source of a carbon, they can ferment this citrate and produce acid. Here, As they grow in the citrate containing media, the test is called as a positive test. Next test is for a production of one enzyme, coagulase enzyme. From clinical samples, the Staphylococcus aureus, which are isolated, they show this test positive. As you know, this organism unable to produce gases like H2, CO2, H2S, test is negative for that. Next test is for the gelatin hydrolysis. Gelatin is a protein. This organism produces one enzyme called as a gelatinase enzyme. And here, this gelatinase enzyme hydrolyzes gelatin. So, test is positive for gelatin hydrolysis. As you know, it is not H2S producing organism. Test is negative for production of H2S. One more test, that is of gram staining, where organisms show character gram positive. As you know, this organism produces zone of hemolysis on blood agar. The test is considered as a positive for hemolysis. There is various types of hemolysin, beta hemolysin, alpha hemolysin, delta hemolysin. This organism show variety of types of hemolysis based on types of RBCs present in the media. One can perform IMVIG test. Here, this test, indoor test by the microorganism is negative. That is, they are unable to produce tryptophanase enzyme, and so there is indole negative test. This organism is non-motile, as they are not flagellated one. So, test for motility is negative. While in case of a IMVIG, methyl red test is positive, as you know, this organism produces acids. The test for MR, methyl red, is positive. They can reduce nitrate to nitrite. So, nitrate reduction test positive. One more test can be used in biochemical characteristics of Staphylococcus aureus is their nature of growth, whether they are oxidative or fermentative. That is OF test. As you know, this organism able to utilize a variety of carbohydrates. They ferment it, they produce acid without gas. The test is positive for OF, for fermentative type. They are unable to produce enzyme oxidase. So, test is negative for it. And for pigment production, it is mostly positive, golden yellow color pigment. Mostly positive because some strands may not produce that pigment, or colorless colonies, off-white colonies may appear on nutrient agar and on mannitol salt agar of this pigment non-producers. So, pigment test mostly positive. Here, these organisms able to utilize number of sugars, in that glucose, lactose, maltose, mannitol and mannose are included. They ferment, they utilize all these sugars and produce acids without gas. So here these tests are positive. But they are unable to utilize xylose sugar, and so the test is negative for xylose. Next category is of antigenic structure of Staphylococcus aureus. As you know, some strains have slime or a capsule. So, in such a strains, capsular antigen is present. These organisms having such a capsule, having such a slime, are more virulent than non-capsulated form of Staphylococcus aureus. Cell wall antigen is also present, and as you know, cell wall of a gram-positive organism is made up of peptidoglycan, teichoic acid and protein A, they are important cell wall antigen. It activates complement and induces release of the inflammatory cytokines. Teichoic acid is group-specific antigenic determinant of all strains of Staphylococcus aureus. It favors adhesion of the cocci to the host cell surface and protects them from complement-mediated opsonization. So this is very important in the pathogenesis of Staphylococcus aureus. The second to it is a protein A of the cell wall, possesses chemotactic, anti-phagocytic and anti-complementary properties. It binds to the Fc terminal of IgG molecules, IgG antibodies, leaving the Fab region free to combine with its specific antigen and initiate co-agglutination. So teichoic acid, protein A are major important antigens which help in the phagocytosis of this microorganism when they enter in the body. Now I'll see pathogenicity and virulence. Staphylococci produce two types of diseases, infections and intoxications. Infections, that is entry of microorganism in the body and after that production of a disease. Here this microorganism gain access to damaged skin, that is when there is any abrasion cut present on the skin through that entry of Staphylococcus aureus. In mucosal layers or in tissue sites also they enter by same way. They colonize by adhering to cells or extracellular matrix, evade host defense mechanism, they multiply and cause tissue damage. So this is one way of pathogenicity. While in intoxication category, the organism first grow in some food and the toxin is produced in that food, that is preformed type of a toxin, and upon ingestion of such a toxin containing food, when food poisoning occur, it is nothing but a intoxication. So here overall production occur in vitro, which is not in the body. So preformed toxin, in vitro condition, entry of it. Here we have to consider various virulence factors of this organism. The first category of virulence factor is cell-associated polymers. These are cell wall polysaccharides, teichoic acid, protein A, capsular polysaccharides, and clumping factors like coagulase. Here, the protein A, which is present on most Staph aureus strains, has many biological properties, including chemotactic, anti-phagocytic, and anti-complementary effects. It also induces platelet damage and hypersensitivity. While in clumping factor category, as you know, coagulase, which is bound coagulase is included, is surface protein, and when it is present, there is a chances of a disease production. So it is one of important virulence factor of the staphylococcal infection. Number of extracellular enzymes also we have to consider. These are basically coagulases, lipases, hyaluronidases, as well as staphylokinases, with that proteases also included, and nucleases. Now we'll see coagulases. Coagulase is an enzyme which brings about clotting of human or a rabbit plasma. Here, this coagulase reacting factor, which is CRF, is present in the plasma, binding to prothrombin and converting fibrinogen to fibrin, because of which there is a formation of clot, and the macrophages, microphages, or polymorphonuclear cells unable to engulf the bacteria which are present in the clot. So coagulase is considered as a very important enzyme in the produced by virulent type of a Staphylococcus aureus. Lipases help infect the skin, and here As you know, lipids are present in subcutaneous tissues. There is a spread of organism penetration in the deep layers of a body by the microorganism by production of lipases. Third important enzyme is hyaluronidase. As you know, hyaluronic acid is one cementing substance present in the body tissues. This organism produces hyaluronidases which breaks down hyaluronic acid, and because of which again penetration of this microorganism in various body cells become easy. Third one is staphylokinases. These are also called as a fibrinolysin. These are fatty acid modifying enzymes. Again, to gain access in the body, requirement is of such a type of fibrinolysin production by the microorganism. Next important enzyme is proteases. This help in initiation and spread of infection in the body. And lastly, nucleases. They act on the nucleic acid of host cells. It is heat-stable nuclease and is characteristic feature of Staphylococcus aureus. So all these enzymes are nothing but virulence factors of Staphylococcus aureus, and when they are present, it is easy for microorganism to enter in the body, to penetrate in the deeper layers of the body and produce infections. Next category of a virulence factor is a toxin produced by microorganism. Number of cytolytic toxins are produced by staph. They are membrane active substances and they are consisting of 4 hemolysins and leucocidins. Now I'll see the first hemolysin, alpha hemolysin. It lyses rabbit erythrocytes but is less active against sheep and human red cells. It is also leucocidal, cytotoxic, dermonecrotic, neurotoxic as well as a lethal. Leucocidal means it kills leukocytes. Cytotoxic means it kills or it is toxic to the cells. It can responsible for the necrosis of a dermal layers. It can affect nervous system, that is neurotoxic, and in this way alpha hemolysins are important virulence factor of Staphylococcus aureus. It is toxic to macrophages, lysosomes, as well as to the muscle tissues, to the renal cortex, as well as to the circulatory system. Next to this is beta hemolysin. It is sphingomyelinates, hemolytic for sheep cells but not for human or rabbit cells. Next and third hemolysin is a gamma hemolysin and is composed of 2 separate proteins, both of which are necessary for hemolytic activity. And lastly, delta hemolysin. They have detergent-like effect on the cell membrane of red blood cells, as well as leukocytes, macrophages, and platelets. As you know, there are pyogenic infections by Staphylococcus aureus, and reason behind it is formation of such a types of a hemolysin which kills leukocytes. Leucocidin is one more toxin having 2 components, S and F. It is membrane active toxin. This also kills leukocytes. Large number of enterotoxins produced by Staphylococcus aureus, and it results in various types of intoxications. First example is of a food poisoning which occur because of enterotoxin production by Staphylococcus aureus. Symptoms are like nausea, vomiting, as well as a diarrhea, and this is 2 to 6 hours after consuming contaminated food containing preformed toxin. In short, when Staphylococcus aureus contaminates food, it produces toxin, and that is nothing but a preformed toxin in the food, and upon ingestion of which food poisoning occur. Mainly milk and milk products as well as meat products, with that it is associated. The toxin is relatively heat stable resisting 100 degrees Celsius for 10 to 40 minutes. There are total 8 antigenic types of enterotoxin, which are currently known, named from A to H, where enterotoxin A, enterotoxin B, enterotoxin C1, C2, as well as C3, D, E, H. These are 8 antigenic types of enterotoxin. They are believed to act directly on the nervous system, autonomous nervous system, to cause the illness. That is, when this preformed toxin enter with food in the body, instead of acting on gastrointestinal tract lining, its effect upon absorption is on a central nervous system. And so there is a nausea, vomiting like symptoms. The most important disease by Staphylococcus aureus is because of one toxin called as a TSST toxin, that is toxic shock syndrome toxin 1. This is the major cause of staphylococcal toxic shock syndrome. This can stimulate the release of cytokines through the superantigen mechanism, but may also have direct toxic effects on endothelial cells. This later action may lead to capillary leakage, hypotension, as well as a shock. And so name given to the disease, toxic shock syndrome. And toxin is TSST, the main determinant of pathogenicity. One more toxin is produced by staph, is called as a exfoliatin toxin. Exfoliatin causes intracellular splitting of the epidermis between the stratum spinosum and stratum granulosum. This one presumably by disruption of intracellular junction. Whatever the exfoliating type of a disease or a rash observed during infection is because of the toxin exfoliating produced by microorganism. So lastly, we can summarize this organism in this way, that is, the genus Staphylococcus belonging to the Staphylococci family are gram-positive cocci shape organism which are arranged in grape-like clusters. This organism is most common worldwide in distribution, and here virulent strains of Staphylococcus aureus are one reason of acute purulent infections in human being. Other species are common in the skin flora but produce lower grade disease. They are typically in association with some abridgment of the host defenses, such as an indwelling catheter. As you know, Staphylococcus aureus causes number of a nosocomial infection, that is hospital-borne infection. Reason behind it is contaminated instrumentation used in the hospital wards or the carriers present in the wards. Virulent strains of Staphylococci produces various types of toxins, because of which you can see the presence of an outbreak of various types of diseases by this organism. That's all about Staphylococcus aureus. Thank you very much.